This podcast is brought to you by Revlon Professional Australia.
Welcome back to the Conscious Salon podcast. Tess, we've got one of our girlfriends in the studio
I'm
today.
so excited.
But today we're here for professional purposes.
Only.
So, and we actually haven't seen you for a really long time.
Crazy.
So we had to schedule a podcast to catch up.
It's a hell of a catch up.
Exactly. But we're here on professional terms today
Yes.
because we happen to be sitting with who I believe to be one of the most accomplished people in our industry and certainly the most accomplished cosmetic injector that I've ever known.
Agree.
So we're sitting with beauty royalty right now.
Oh my
We
Lord.
are.
Thank you.
She has built her career, and I made you a little intro, so
Oh
we're just
my
going to go with
Lord.
that as
Get
well.
ready.
She has made her career in cosmetic nursing, spending years working with clients, confidence and care in a way that reaches so far beyond a syringe. I don't even know if do you guys call it syringe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was just saying needle and I was like, doesn't
Nailed
feel
it.
professional
Yeah.
enough.
Love it.
8 years ago, she walked away from the safety of a franchise, signed a lease in a tiny office and backed herself as a solo injector with zero intention of ever having a team. And I have to share this quote that you said in your pre-questionnaire when you filled it out. Why would I want to be responsible for someone else on top of everything else? Which I love.
Relatable.
No admin, no team, just her clients, and her craft. What happened instead was community. One incredible team member at a time, she built a clinic where people come to stay for years. Colleagues become family. One is now even your best friend and you are the godmother of her son.
Yep.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Today, that little office has become an incredible, thriving team of 12 inside a recently built and renovated dream clinic, which you also purchased. This is like flex statement after
No,
flex
I'm
statement.
I'm like so
It's
proud.
amazing when you say it like that.
And you built with your beloved dad before he passed away recently.
Yeah.
Not only is she a girlfriend of ours, but she is also one of the most resilient women in our industry. Her story has become a benchmark for what's possible for cosmetic injectors. I would love to welcome to the Conscious Salon podcast, Amy Wright.
Yay.
My Lord, what an intro.
How do you
It makes me
feel?
emotional hearing it all said like
Yeah.
that, you know? Like
You are-
laid out like that.
It's amazing. Like, and even we were just talking off air. We first met Amy, I think it's like 4 years ago.
It must have been.
That we were 4 or 5 years ago in a
Yep.
retreat together. We
Yep.
did ice bath together.
But, yeah.
We did lots of
It was
things, it was, but in such a short amount of time, how much has shifted and changed and the like evolution and all of these things, and hearing and seeing what you've created now.
Thanks, babe.
It's fucking amazing. Like, you truly are a trailblazer. And the fact that you've got that like community connection. And I even, like, as Nikki was reading that, especially around, you know, now that you've got one of your team members that's like one of your closest friends and you're a godparent to their child. I remember us having conversations of like, oh, there's moments where, you know, you want to like put on Gumtree for $1.
Oh, yeah.
And now look, like, you've
Gumtree
got
for
this hub that is like literally your like you've created your own like city almost, which is fucking incredible. I've just like had that snap back to that when we spoke about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where you are
it's
now,
amazing.
it's incredible.
Just goes to show what happens when you're doing something that you're meant to do, like your true north and your purpose and all that kind of stuff, and how much it, in hindsight, when you say it all like that, it sounds amazing, but it just, every next step just felt like the right thing, and like it just had to happen. Like there was no there was no way it wasn't going to unfold that way, you know, kind of like you guys. There's no way this wasn't going to happen. It's just a matter of time.
But it's funny because I think you think back to that moment, like this was not ever in the plan, but it's
Definitely
the way
not.
that, and I know for you, like that wasn't, I know that if we had have had that conversation when you were saying we'll put it on Gumtree for $1, actually in 5 years' time, you're going to be not only having an incredible clinic, but you're going to be leading a phenomenal team with purpose and intention. You're going to be at like all of the events and conferences and things that you are. You're going to be one of the industry specialists, and you're also going to be stepping into mentoring.
Yeah.
You would be like,
absolutely not hard. No.
yeah, which is
unfathomable.
wild.
It's
oh my God, I just want to celebrate fuck out of you. It's
yeah,
amazing.
thank you. I appreciate that. We never celebrate, you know, we never stop to smell the roses.
We're celebrating
It's like,
today.
Next thing.
Yeah.
And it's a
guys.
classic
You'll
with
see.
business owners. We don't stop and pause and breathe and even evaluate what we've done.
Yeah.
And that's
Totally.
one thing that we're constantly encouraging our clients to do is like stop, we had a client who recently purchased a commercial property, fitted it out, and 2 minutes later she was like, okay, like I need a plan for the next 6 months. And we're like, just stop, breathe, look around, like let's celebrate this. Yeah. Ames, I want you to give a little intro as to, because in the small 4 years that we've known you, your business has gone from here to here, and especially in the last 12 months. So can you introduce the clinic and tell us what makes the clinic so special?
Well, it's hard to sort of put it down to one thing, but it's Eltham Cosmetic Clinic, which we're out in the burbs. We're about 45, 50 minutes from the city, out in the Leeds.
Stunning part of Victoria as
well.
Eltham is
feels like
elite.
the end of the earth if you're not from around there. Like
See,
Eltham,
we're country girls. So we're country mice. We love it. We're like, it's beautiful. Yeah, exactly.
Which I think that's something that's helped us. Like being from a smaller town, it's almost like a bit of a village. I wouldn't say it's a country town, but it's definitely the only clinic of its kind for quite a way around it that does what we do. So I feel like I got in early and I called it Eltham Cosmetic Clinic, so it sounded like a bit of an institution or like a bit of a
really established
landmark sort of thing, heritage vibe. Yeah. Everyone's like, "What's your business called?" I'm like, Eltham Cosmetic Clinic. Super symbolic.
That's right.
Super metaphorical, like really took me months to come up with that, but like it's deep.
Yeah. Like, where is it? Eltham. Eltham's the name.
Yeah, like what's your Instagram? I'm like, Cosmetic Nurse Amy.
I like it though. Simple. Don't shade simple. Really, I feel like simple is smart.
Everyone's like, right, really creative.
I love it.
But thank you. But yeah, we just I think the growth comes from literally, not to sort of oversimplify it, but if you genuinely love what you do and you genuinely can I say swear words?
Yeah. Okay. Just don't drop the C-bomb.
No C-bombs.
I can
just in case you're feeling a little rogue today.
Just go wild. Bleep. If I had to put it down to one thing that really made my business like 10x and go from just me to like nearly like basically 13 people, it's just give massive fucks about the person in front of you, the client. Like get obsessed with how they feel, get aware of how you're making them feel. Maybe it's my ADHD that makes me hyper attuned to people's like body language, their reactions, like what they're feeling and thinking. But I think those early like formative days where it was just me and the client in my little room, I had all the time in the world because I'd maybe 2 bookings that day. So I was like, you are it. You're my queen. And every little nuance, or like I'd say, so we're going to do this thing and we do this thing with needles. And then I'd watch on their face and they're like, and I'm like, that scares them. Don't say it like that. Or like, we're going to do this and this and this. And I'm like, I know what she's thinking. She's thinking people are going to be able to tell that I've had this done. And I'm like, but if you're thinking, are people going to know I've had it done? Be ready with the answers. Get to know her. Like I know her so well intimately, and I'm here to serve her. And that's what we have to, and him, but and them, but we have to remember the only reason why we have a place to do what we do, the only reason why this craft exists, the only reason why we have jobs is to serve that person in front of you. The minute you forget that or take them for granted, you've lost them.
Wow.
Both of us, and I could feel like we were both like in a trance listening to you then. Guys, stop and take note of where that is playing in the podcast, and any second you start feeling like you are like not aware of your clients, go back and listen to that. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, because that will help you. That was fucking amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much.
We can take clients for granted so easily.
Yeah.
When you go, oh, there's a person pain in the ass.
Sure.
Like, it can be so easy to take clients for granted, and so often as clinic and salon owners, we focus on the negative. We go, oh God, Marianne moved her appointment 3 times. That's annoying. Whereas we don't actually look at that person holistically. What could that person be going through? What could be happening? But that's so interesting looking at your client on a level that deep.
Yeah, like even with how they respond with needles, because there will be people that will be like, oh God, I'm scared. And you can then support. That's amazing.
But it's just a deeply personal thing.
Yeah.
Like even hair. Like people have, like you guys, I mean, it's the reason why you guys are successful, I think. I think it's something you guys, successful people like yourselves in the industry you're in, do without realizing. I don't think you've intentionally set out to do that, but intuitively you've always been like, how's she feeling? What does she need right now? And it's evident in the beautiful way, your beautiful client journey, and that's and then you duplicate that, and the sky's the limit.
It's interesting though, isn't it? I feel like there is that, there's always that ongoing joke of like, that our job is like counseling or like psychologists and like all of those things.
Yeah.
And in ways of it is just it's we're generally people pleasers. There's a tendency we want people to be happy. We want them to like what we're doing. We want like all of those things. In that, because we care so much, we can service people to a really high level.
Yep.
Really leaning into that and being able to start picking up on what's being put down, like the unspoken language that's in front of you. Yeah. You've done that with a client, and now I can see that you're doing that with your team as well, because you're now being able to like run a 12 on team. That's a massive, massive number.
Thank you.
Can you talk us through tell us the positions in your team? The 12 people and who they're in.
I think I've got 5 injectors. I've got a doctor. Like a
and does the doctor do, we don't work with cosmetic injectors, this is like, it's not our, we wouldn't touch it because it's not our forte. And if we haven't done it, we're not going to teach on it, so we just send people your way. But what does a doctor do that a cosmetic injector, is that where they do like the nose job with the syringe thing?
He'll do like some more advanced injecting or like higher risk procedures. Like the nose filler is pretty risky compared to like your good old cheek filler and Botox. But he does a lot of the everyday sort of go-to treatments as well. Like he's really heavily booked doing like anti-wrinkle and dermal fillers, but like higher end stuff, like really advanced, like biostimulation, where you're injecting products that fertilize collagen to grow. And we do that too, but he can sort of do it.
Is that
like
the salmon jizz?
Kind of salmon jizz, but then there's more. Then there's like levels, like salmon jizz,
whale jizz,
level 2,
jellyfish jizz.
Like we get to like jizz, totally. Yeah, we're getting
that's
to
coming. 2026.
Like Prince jizz and Queen.
Yeah, all the things. It's like wow.
No, but he's around doing that. But we need a prescriber. He's our prescribing doctor because we need somebody to write the script for the treatment.
That's right.
So he's around for that.
Yeah,
which is super cool. And it's so interesting having, so I've got the injectors and him. Yeah. So he's an injector, he's our doctor. We've also got a creative director who's the queen of the everything.
Wow.
Well, what does the creative director do?
Sounds like a fancy title, doesn't it? I was like, I've got a creative director.
No, I love it. I'm like, do we need one of those? I think that's Kelly.
For sure. But it's just, she basically does, I gave her that huge title because she's actually a hairdresser by profession. She was a hairdresser for 20 years. She's got a thriving, she's got a viral hair Instagram, Hair by Shauna Elizabeth. She's got a wait list of 6
months. Oh my God.
months.
The tease lady. Shauna's big tease.
Oh, I don't know. No. Maybe. She's like J'adore Hair extension sponsor. Cloud9, all like she's
amazing.
Okay. She's one of those really, really talented people. Like some people are just gifted. Like I'm really good at injecting. Full stop. Like that's you get one talent. Shauna is like,
girl, if you think you've got one talent, you're no.
Let me tell you about this girl.
We're gonna get. Do you want to have our first fight on air? This is about to happen.
It's been 4 years, babe. Like, come on,
go.
But yeah, anyway, she's just a super talented individual.
Wow.
Like she's a hair person who, expert, but who's like branding. She designed our uniforms. She designed the fit out. She chose every finishing, every furnishing, every color, every finish, everything.
Okay. She knows her colours because she's so
your uniform is
the way
beautiful.
She's done it. And I'm like, a bright green chair though with a beige, everything beige, like ew, it's like beige. And she's like, just trust me. And I can trust her. And then I won't buy a coaster to put under a thing without being like, is this
the right one?
Like, nope. Okay, no. And she's
Do you want to, can I just say like how insanely observant I am? You guys recently, I don't think anyone would notice this. I love this. You recently changed your iMac computers from yellow to silver.
I can't believe you figured that out.
Of course I did. Yeah. And I saw that and I was like, whoa, they had the yellow computers and I feel like they've changed it to silver for aesthetics.
Well, Shauna was like, they're too yellow.
Yeah, okay. Because I knew there was nothing wrong with those computers. Maybe I was like, I know that they're new computers. That's exactly they're both yellow.
But this is Shauna, right? Yeah. Like so something in my team I'm super grateful for and I'm sure everybody is when someone is so committed to your mission and purpose and cause, they will literally fight me. Like I'll be like, Shauna, I really want this thing. And she's like, respectfully, no. And I'm like, yeah, but it's this and it's that. And like, you're not an injector. So like, you don't know what the client, and she's like, still no. Yeah. And then I'll be like, I could technically go and do whatever I want. And Shauna would have to be like, cool. She will push back and be like, I've given you the rationale, babe. Here's why, da, 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 da. And just and I say this in team meetings, like the fact that she would advocate so hard for my brand against even me. She's like, sis, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you don't see.
She's like, cute, but no.
Yeah, she's like, and she's like, please fucking don't.
Yeah. But like, this is the thing when you have those like creative experts, this is where they can really take your vision to the next level.
But you've got to trust her.
Exactly.
And actually respect her role and her job. And like she'll put out she'll be like, couldn't help but notice 3 or 4 of the girls, like that's not my interpretation of sage green. So I've just dropped a palette PDF that I just chucked together with some examples, the latest Cook Eye fucking t-shirt. They can go buy it, like just to, and I'm like, fuck, she just cares.
Wow.
She's invested.
I am horny for that level.
I know.
Yeah, but
She's
she's just so, and like it's not, sometimes I go rogue and I buy something and she's like, what is
It's just like, did you keep the receipt?
Yeah. She's like, did Temu or like what was happening this day? Like new medicine that day or?
Shauna is shady. We love it. She's doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, so I've got her. She's been critical. I mean, she does all of our social media, all of our photography, everything on the website, basically. Everything's Shauna.
Wow.
And then if we have an event, she'll design all the brochures and everything like that. And then
is she full time?
No, not really. She's a contractor, so she just like gets it done.
Yeah,
in the hours that work around her little boy. But then she went just really quickly. Funny story. We had an event, a launch event, and I just went into one of the treatment rooms, and it looked like a florist, and I was like, where did all these massive, expensive looking flowers come from? And she's like, oh, I just like went to it was like 3 hours away at like 6 a.m. and just like got these flowers from the wholesaler. And she's just like arranging them like in this perfect floor. And I'm like, oh, so you're a florist as well.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. She's done the whole
and
lot.
a hair and
she's got it. She's got the knack.
and a
but
photographer.
even that's
one of those people.
Effort to go
super
to.
talented. Yeah.
Like 3 hours.
I didn't ask for that. But she's committed to the brand. She wants the launch to go well. She wants that feeling and the vibe, and she knows how to create it, and she just goes about doing it. And that autonomy comes from trusting someone, giving her free reign. She's got her own car, Amex. Like she knows to go purchase what we need when we need, and I trust that she won't go rogue and do anything crazy. So
how amazing.
She's going to buy something big. She would probably run it past me, but generally speaking, you just have to let people do their job and get out of their way, because I'm not good at those things. You know, that's why you hire these people.
I just love it, even with hearing that, like giving permission to like hand over things to people who can do it better than what you can.
For sure, but that's why you hire them.
Exactly.
If I was better at it, I'd probably be doing it.
But I think that's the thing that's so often for people, especially like being CEOs of your own business and the owners, and we have this thing of like, I've got to do everything. It's like, oh no, if I actually delegate out and give control to those who are better at it than what I am, this can really take it to where you are now, like literally up in the penthouse, having this incredible vision coming to life with people that believe in it as much, if not more than what you do.
Totally.
Wow.
But I have made wrong decisions too in trusting people, because I'm like people pleaser from way back, and I'm like, I love you and I want you to all feel so validated, do everything you want, and then they do it and you're like, well, that's not right. And then it's a lesson in self-development of like, how am I going to communicate this? Am I going to be more assertive? Where was I not clear in my communication?
Right.
All that. And then so I haven't always, with Shauna, it's been years and I've just trust her, but I just for the sake of the people listening, I haven't always got it right with who it is, and I haven't always got it right with just trusting them and letting them do their thing, or I have, because I'm like, well, what would I know? They're the expert and they've fucked me, like, excuse my but you know, you guys would have had over the years people being like, I'll give you some business advice, or I'm this PhD in this thing that you guys aren't good at, and you're like, oh, here's some money, I trust you, and then you're like, that was fucking wrong. You intuitively knew that what she was saying wasn't right for us, and you trust them because they're better than you. And then you know, that was another lesson too. Like, it's good to trust, but you've got to know as well.
Exactly. I feel like that's the thing. It's important to go through it, because you need to then recognize, cool, this is where I'm aligned. This is where I'm going to trust my gut. This is where I'm going to like communicate better, whatever the things are. They're necessary, I guess, not even mistakes, lessons to go through.
For sure.
And it's one of those things, as you're saying now, even with that thing of like, don't just like trust willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Listening to your gut, and then when it's saying no, or having it fall back on us. Did I communicate that as best as I could? Okay, cool. I need to improve my communication. Love that.
That whole communication piece, like, man, I've been that close to hitting you guys up and being like, can I just have some coaching around like, and I've got a mindset HR coach as well that I work with, but that whole piece of like, my favorite thing is who you are is how you lead. So where you're at, whatever you're going through, will trickle down and show in how you're leading. And
the buck always stops with you. Yeah.
But it's such a lesson in like, why did I let that happen? Because I didn't feel like I could speak up. Why? Because I don't think I'm good enough to tell this person, or because I didn't want to offend them. I didn't want to hurt them. It's so much self-development, and it's like, it's actually me needing to get better at speaking up, get better at being clear to begin with, or not be like manipulated by people, because people see you in business and they're like, oh, I'm sure they've got plenty of money. They need me. I'll make it sound like I'm going to do all these things. And it's a real lesson in, like they say, having kids, being married and having a business are like, they'll make you face your shit.
Yeah.
You know, and like constantly, you know, you're constantly evolving, like what you're learning about yourself, and like
it's big.
It's fucking hard work, man. Sometimes I'm like,
Totally.
I just want to cruise for a bit, you know. I'm sick of having life lessons thrown in my face.
Oh yeah, we're like, we'll stop learning today.
Yeah, no, like
just stay at mediocre.
Growing's really hard.
Yeah, there's so much to be said about the self-trust piece, and I know even for you, Ames, like looking from an outsider looking in, what your business has gone through in the last 4 years, like it has literally exploded, and the last like 18 months especially, it has. From the outside, it looks like it's just blossomed overnight into this like incredible thing. But even listening to your attention to detail and how much you're obsessed with the tiny things, like those like 0.5 percenters of micro analyzing every part of the business, the client journey, the team journey, you know, the vision, all of those things, to be able to create an incredible business. But it's all those little parts that a lot of people don't see. And I know behind the scenes there would have been so many challenges thrown your way.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, what has been your biggest challenge being in this industry and running your own business? It's been your most challenging time.
Definitely, without doubt, my dad getting sick. Like Dad had cancer forever. I mean, even when I was on retreat with you guys, like we were like, oh, touch and go, you know, like it was touch and go for so long with his cancer, and he was sick for like, we worked out like nearly 15 years of like,
wow,
almost purgatory of being like, this could be the last, we had like 8, like this is his last Christmas.
Yeah, that limbo,
take photos and you're like, and it was, you know, that sort of like anticipation, but it sort of culminated. I thought I had systems and processes in my business because, you know, we all know the importance of that stuff. And then I was always like, the girls are pretty autonomous, not so much as they were, not back then when Dad got really sick as they are now, but he got, I feel like, quite sick quite fast. Like all of a sudden he was like in his final hospital admission. He was in his palliative care bed. Like we went from him walking around and being like sick, but then all of a sudden I was out of the clinic for like 5 weeks, you know, like no plan, no handover, no like, I'll be back and here's when, and in the meantime you'll do this and you'll do that, and this is what we're telling the clients and stuff. It was like the next day, like I was ripped out, and it's such a good exercise for people to do in business, in any level of business. Like imagine if something, heaven forbid, happened where you were yanked out, not I've got 2 weeks before my overseas trip to really put this in place and do a bunch of one-on-ones and make a system. Imagine if it was tomorrow and you had no choice and something happened with your family and that was it. What would actually happen? Like imagine it, like use it as an exercise to be like, what would they do? What would the individuals do? Who'd need more support than others? Who'd be fine leaning on the systems you have? Who would need more structure, clarity? Like, where's your org chart? Is it up to scratch? Like, it's a good sort of like test. And that was the test. And I was like yanked out, and the girls did an amazing job. Like they really pulled together, and like it was a really funny time because it was winter and it was gappy and it was quiet and it was very low vibe. And we had a few like, I'm a bit ashamed to say that there was a few culture problems in the clinic, which we've never had, you know, and I pride myself on having no shit talking policy and all of these beautiful unwritten ground rules that have made the culture what it is and keep it that way. But that had slipped, if I'm honest, and I admit to myself, which I don't like admitting that. And that shit just festered in my absence. And so that was festering. I couldn't be there. I was literally at his bedside. Like he was taking for 5 weeks what we thought were his last breaths. Like every minute of every hour of every day I was living in the clothing that I had, just sitting at his bedside. And the girls weren't even bothering updating me because they knew like it was like any minute. But it's like any minute. Don't leave the room, don't go to the bathroom because you could die. But like it went for 5 weeks. So it was just exhausting and brutal.
Yeah.
And then so 5 weeks, he passed away. I think I had about 4 or 5 days, had the funeral, came back a few days later, and that was the hardest day in business without doubt in 8 years, in probably my entire career actually. Yeah, so we had the funeral, had a few days, and then I went back to work and I did some one-on-ones that day and just got like my ass handed to me. Like the most brutal feedback from some senior team members about like what had been going on culturally with the team, where things were at, and just getting like an update, I guess, on like the status of the business and the scale of what needed repairing just felt like a mountain at that point. And I was like, I'm just already sideways, you know, from recovering from that. And at that point it felt just too big. Like I was like, this is bigger than me. And the conversations I was having with my accountant and my finance dude and everybody, I was like, look, you hear it all the time. A founder has a baby, they grow it, it gets big, it gets amazing. And then it gets to the point where a corporation or a bigger entity than me come in and buy it and take it to the next level. And you're like really happy to hand your baby on to see it thrive under the right management, under the right hands. And that's exactly where I thought I was at. I was like, cool, proud of what I've done. This is going to go down in flames if I keep going like this, and who can buy it to take it up? Because there's there's companies out there who are like scouring for clinics, being like, they're like fucking massive corporations. Right. And they're like, I'll have your little clinic and I'll 10x it. And I was like, that must be where I'm at then, because I don't have it in me.
Wow. That's like, so even without the 5 weeks you've had while you're like in limbo waiting, when he does eventually pass, was that like a bit of a relief?
Kind of, yeah. I thought it would be. I was so, looking back, I was so numb, like so numb. And even at his funeral, I was like, hello and welcome all for attending and thank you so much. So let me just start by saying, and I was like, who the fuck, what?
Wow.
Who the fuck? I was so numb. Everyone's like, you're so strong. And I'm like, anyway.
Yeah.
Like just fucking numb, you know. And then I think it hit me later and I had what I believe to be a true breakdown, like looking back. And my coach now that I have, she's like, that was an actual breakdown. And that's when I started having weekly sessions with her, because I was like, I fucking need help. Like dig me out of this hole.
But it makes sense because you've gone through like literally the loss of your dad, who we also know, like he
built the clinic,
and you were also like, he was. I remember when you moved in with him, and you were like, he's like they're like my housemates. Like
totally.
All of these things, like you were such a, and like I still remember when you were building your home and the clinic and all those things, and seeing him, even though he was so sick, still on the tools, still you know, he would like, overviewing it all.
Yeah.
And I think even with that, that's such a massive loss to have had anyway. But the fact that you had that, you back at work virtually straight away, and then to be given another huge thing to be dealing with. It's not surprising that you would have had a breakdown at all, because it's a lot. So how did you get yourself out?
I think I've always had this like sense of duty to the team, and like you guys too as well, you know, like you're just very aware of like, I'm responsible for the livelihoods of these women. They've got some of them families, some of them have just purchased a house, or like they've got debts and stuff like that. And it's like you're carrying it's not just for me, you know, it's like, don't just do it for me, especially people with like maybe self-esteem issues or people pleasing. It's like, well, don't make it about you. If it's about serving others, you can always rally and you can dig deep, and people will find, it's like you guys with kids. It's like, oh, no self-care for me, but I'll go to the end of the earth to make sure the sock I buy for them is correct. Like, you know, but you guys
a shade of green. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. But it's like, you know, typical selfless mums. But like, I think I just ended up realizing that it was sort of salvageable and that I was sort of salvageable. But Dad's sort of legacy and the way he was, the man he was like just kindness. Like it was woven into every fabric of his being, and I think I picked up a lot of his I guess values rubbed off on me. And you know, you can kind of kindness your way around anything, to be honest. And that's another massive lesson in business even, is that like I thought that you had to be either an asshole dictator boss, who like, you guys have worked in places where you go to work with a lump in your throat and you're like, I'm always anxious. I wake up, the alarm goes off and I'm dreading, low key frightened at work all day, and like the boss is an asshole. And you know, or you could be that kind of boss, which isn't in my nature, and be successful and have a viable, sustainable, profitable business. Or you could be a feelings, I care about everyone, I love everyone, I'm here to support everyone, it's a nice place to work, people are happy, but the business either goes nowhere or breaks even, and people walk all over you, and it's just a bit of a shit show. And you know, it's like a business, you know. But I've found that you absolutely can be, you know, somebody with a succinct, sound business plan who also leads with kindness, and it actually fucking works and it's profitable. And knowing that it can, you know, the turnover that we have annually, if we can do that without shitting on people, taking advantage of them, exploiting them, it makes me lose respect for everybody not doing it that way, because you don't have to shit on someone to get the best out of them in a role, or you don't have to like be sneaky and underhanded or manipulative to like have a team that have an output and are successful and are performing. It just it doesn't have to go hand in hand. And maybe that's a new wave of leadership that you guys are certainly championing in the way you guys mentor and lead, you know, and I mean, you certainly do that with your team and I'm sure your clients. But I was just like, you don't have to sell the business. You don't have to turn around and be an asshole to everybody and be like, right, playtime's over. You know,
Mum's back and she's pissed.
Mum's back and she's actually this hard-nosed CEO that doesn't give a fuck if you live or die. Like, I don't have to be that either. And I was like, well, somewhere in the middle, like maybe not the middle, but like, you know what I mean? So you can do both. But I think
you can do both. Absolutely.
Just took it one step at a time. And I had thank God I had my beautiful Mira Claudia, my mindset business coach. She's like a corporate HR background, but she's also like energy and people and, you know, like a purpose-led business and all that kind of stuff. So she's kind of perfect. Strengths-based coaching is really good. So yeah, that's kind of how I got out of it. But it took a while and it was a dire straits for a while there.
But now it's like a rebirth and it's
for sure.
Now. Wow. Yeah. And I think even with that, it's necessary to go through to get you to where you are now.
Totally.
One of those things where you look back and like, I had
the
to
lessons.
go through that. Yeah.
And that's why I want to help other injectors because it's like, fuck, you don't have to go through what I went through to learn what I've learned. I've always believed in paying for like the right advice. Like I've always been invested in like coaches and mentors and advisors and guidance and all that kind of stuff. Because while we just said you've got to intuitively, you know, like make decisions yourself, they can be really well-informed decisions from experts. So I've always I call him my finance mentor. I don't really know what he is, but for a $990, I get an hour of this guy's time, Damien. He's like in his 50s, multi-millionaire. He was a corporate accountant. And I basically see him every month and I'm like, what the fuck's this? And what's that? And what should I do with this? And that sounds like a lot of tax. Is that right? Or should I not pay it? Or what do I do? And he just guides me. And it's information I don't have. I don't know that stuff. It's not my language. So I've always had him giving me advice. And that's why the next sort of step for me or the next like chapter in my career and what I want to do next is like bring what I've paid a lot of money and had the privilege of accessing to the masses
and spread that
and like and share it around because it's not that fucking hard to understand actually. It's just that like we all grew up working class, right? Like to my knowledge, you guys are you know, our parents were working class, so the money stories, but the innate financial literacy that we're brought up with is not the same as other kids. It's not. And we don't know that. How can you know that?
Exactly.
You only know your own circle, your own childhood, your own network, your own family. But, you know, on the topic of like getting guidance from the right people in the environment that you're in, like I always tell the story of like when I was 23 or 24, I had a boyfriend, a lovely boyfriend at the time. He was a little bit older than me. And he went to Caulfield Grammar School. So for those playing at home,
darling, we grew up in Melbourne.
You know, So you guys
still working. We were like our parents
we
did it tough. Schools, so we were the poorest people in Melbourne East.
So we aren't Caulfield Grammar. He went to Caulfield Grammar. His dad and his uncles and everybody in his family went to Caulfield Grammar. So it just gives you an idea of the family, right?
Was he like William III? That's what
actually, I think he was a junior. He might have been a junior.
Very good.
And I just remember sitting at the dinner table at their beautiful home in Middle Park, and the conversation at the time went completely over my head. But like, uncles and cousins and dad are just riffing on things like BAS and investments and share portfolios and like EBITDA and things to do with like how to calculate how profitable your business is and all this stuff. And my ex I'm like, he was exposed to this from like age 8.
Yeah.
The only way I can get exposed to it as working class is to pay the $990 a month and seek out this person who, if I didn't have that money, he wouldn't be sharing this information with me. It's privileged information. It doesn't need to be. There's a reason it's not taught in schools. There's a reason that these are convos at Caulfield Grammar dinner table. But in our family, it's like, fuck, how are we going to pay the next fucking gas bill?
Yeah, you know? That's so interesting.
And so it's just what you're exposed to and what you're raised with. And you can't tell me that sitting at that dinner table from birth to 18 is not a leg up.
Yeah.
Massive.
Doesn't have impact.
Massive head start, 100%. You know, on any venture that you want to get into and the network that they have, like all their Caulfield Grammar buddies, like one of them's a politician, one of them's a solicitor. One, like you need something, you can lean into your network that you were born into. And just so my sort of thing is like connecting that because it's not hard information to understand. It's just access and just not realizing that's there. So
Amy's going to give everyone's
plug your shit.
systems,
I want you to talk about.
So yes, you do.
This
yes,
is a platform because there are so
I
many,
appreciate that.
and I want you to listen to this.
Yeah.
There are so many cosmetic injectors looking
Yes.
for that person because it's so niche.
It's so niche.
I think that if you are a cosmetic injector, you need to work with a mentor who is a cosmetic injector.
Yes.
Mentor. Like it's so different. We would never mentor someone who's a cosmetic injector because it's so niche and it's so outside of what we know.
Yeah.
These people are looking for someone. So plug.
Yeah. No, well, thank you. Well, I've put together, I think by the time this comes out, I would have put together like a bunch of courses. So they're really quite specifically actually kind of like what I was just talking about. It's like bringing that information that other big businesses already have innately and just sharing it with the masses and just breaking it down in a really easy to understand way. So like, you know, everything on understanding your figures and clarity on your figures and understanding your profit and loss and understanding like your BAS and your tax and your super obligations. And even if you have a team of 1 or 50, like your super, the best way to go about that and stuff like that, but not said to you by like some dude in a suit.
In a cardigan,
Yeah.
Or at the corporate.
Delivered by a hot young woman who has actually done the
Done the
thing.
work.
that I'm doing
Yeah.
it, you know, and I've fucked it up before and I got advice and I figured out how to do it correctly, but it's just explaining it in normal language that we can all understand because it's not beyond all of us and it's hair and beauty. Like anybody in business, especially women, are really like frightened of all this shit and we're really alienated from that sort of convo and it's not beyond our comprehension. Like, man, the shit you do with coming up with the mixing of the volume and the percentage, like fuck. Every time my hairdresser does that, I'm like, you have chemist.
It's like a different language. Like whenever I hear the girls speaking, because I'm not a hairdresser, whenever I hear them speaking about like toner formulas, I'm just like,
geez.
It's going to take a little photo, guys.
Chemistry,
That's
like,
much
no.
contribute.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, if that can become a very normal, innate part of your language, why the fuck can't understing all of those other things? It really can. It's very
can, and you'll need to be finding it at.
Come on down.
It's at Cosmetic Nurse Amy.
cosmeticnurseamy.com.au. Yeah.
And we're launching soon.
Resources
by the time this goes out, we'll be launched.
We're going to put the pressure on her. We're going to say, Amy, episodes next week.
That's crazy.
It's going to be on.
Amy Wright, our beautiful friend. I want to ask you one final question. If you could go back to Amy 5 years ago, and if you imagine yourself walking up to her and looking her eye to eye, I want you to give her one piece of advice, one thing that you want to say to her before she's had the big fancy clinic, before she's got the 12 team members, before she has all of this knowledge. What's one thing that you would leave her with?
The only thing that would get in the way would be you.
Oh.
Get out of your own way, sis. The bigger you can dream, there's actually nothing to stop it except you being scared or doubting yourself. Fucking go.
Mic drop on that.
Bloody love you, girlfriend. Thank you
love you
for
so
being
much.
here.
So proud of you.
Thank you for sharing your heart.
ladies.
Guys, Amy
amazing.
is a wealth of knowledge for anyone who's in the cosmetic injecting space, the beauty space. If you feel aligned, reach out to her because she's just
Please do.
an
Plug your
exceptional
shit.
human.
Cosmetic Nurse Amy on Instagram and
Yep.
Eltham Skin
Yeah,
Clinic.
if your skin's looking a
Cosmetic
little
Clinic,
dusty, Eltham
Sorry.
Skin Clinic for
No, hang on,
Rebecca.
no. Eltham Cosmetic
Clinic.
Clinic.
Cosmetic
Excuse
Clinic.
me.
But you do skin as well.
The whole lot. The whole 9 yards.
Thank you for being here,
Thank
girlfriend.
you so much,
Thank
ladies.
you.
Thanks
We
for
love
having
you.
me.
Thank you.
Vision
Have
board
words.
moment.
Oh my
Vision
God.
board. Amy said she
click,
wanted to. She had this on her vision board for a couple of years, which is
Here
pretty.
we
You should have told us.
You should have told us. We would have
Yeah.
organised this 3 years ago.
No.
Thank you guys so much for listening
Manifested
to
it.
another episode of the Conscious Salon podcast.
Love you guys. Stay conscious.